Good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any information, you can reach out to us at info@tntvisa.com or via text messaging or WhatsApp at 754-610-7266. Today, we're going to be discussing the EB5 visa. I know that we tried to discuss it last week, but I had technical difficulties, so I'm going to resume again. Now, the EB5 visa is requesting permanent residency in the United States. It's a three-step process, and each step has its own specific rules and regulations. The first step is to apply for an actual visa. Now, this visa is not something that allows you to come into the United States to stay in the United States. You can only come to the United States when it is approved. So basically what you are filing is you're filing to show that you've made an investment into a U.S. business. Now, that investment needs to be at least $500,000 if it's in a targeted employment area, or $1 million if it is in a non-targeted employment area. Now, please be aware that these numbers are likely to change in the very near future to 900,000 and 1.8 million. Now, a targeted employment area is an area that has 150% high unemployment rate. Now, what that means is you're looking at the unemployment rate of the national average. Let's say if it's 5%, and you need to be 150% of that, which would be 7.5%. The other way that you can do a target employment area is a rural area. Now, just because you think that it might be a rural area, it may not be. In areas that you think that could not be a rural area, may be. For example, if you are within a area that is considered a metropolitan area, like various counties outside of Orlando, those might still be considered non-rural areas based on the fact that they're considered part of Orlando. But if you're looking to invest in the Keys, every place but Key West, that would be considered a rural area, and you can do the downgraded $500,000 investment. Now, the next thing you need to consider and look into is whether or not that investment is going to create 10 jobs. It has to create 10 direct jobs for that business. Now, that business you need to have the 10 jobs for, they need to be directly employed by the employer. They cannot be independent contractors. They have to be W-2 employees, and they need to be authorized to work in the United States. You are looking at people that have residency or naturalization or have an employment authorization card. You are not going to be able to use people that are here that are sponsored from that company, such as people under the H-1B, the O visa, or various aspects like that. So you do need to create 10 direct jobs, and that's going to be discussed in a business plan that should be created by an independent source. You can have attorneys do it. I will tell you that I don't do those types of business plans. I refer those out because of the regulations and what they need to be set forth in those business plans. Now, once you've shown that you've made the investment and that it will create 10 jobs, you have to show that the money that you invested into that project, into that business, came from lawful sources. There are a variety of different ways that will prove that and show that. But what you're looking at is verifying that the money did not come from like selling drugs or selling weapons or things like that. Now, immigration is very diligent in this point. So if you are investing based on money that you have made through your own company, immigration is likely going to ask, how did you have the funds to create that company? If you are investing based on the sale of a property and now you have these funds to invest in the EB5 project or the EB5 business, immigration is going to want to know, how did you have the funds to invest into that real estate in the first place? So you do have to go back a ways to verify that the funds are from lawful sources. And you do have to prove it to them, and to the point that they can see that they are from lawful sources. Now, these funds can be from a gift. We have done this with clients who have received gifts from family members, from cousins, from brothers, from parents. But when we're doing it as a gift, you have to show that the funds that were gifted to you came from lawful sources. Plus, you have to show that you actually had control of the funds. So those funds need to actually be provided into your bank account before you actually invested into into your EB5 project. Now, once the EB5 visa is approved, you can then move forward with the next step, which is getting residency in the United States. Now, this is going to be a conditional residency, only valid for 2 years. There are a variety of different ways that you can do it. You can either do the residency based on getting the visa and your passport, and when you enter the United States, you will be considered a resident of the United States the moment that you step foot in the United States. Or if you're in the United States in lawful status, and it could be anything, it could be investor visa status, H-1B visa status, student visa status, whatever it is, as long as you're in lawful status, you can apply to actually become a resident while you're in the United States. Now, that will take some time, and you're going to look into various aspects that you're doing it, but it is something that you can do, and you and everybody in your family, your spouse, and any child under 21 will be eligible to apply for this. Now, if your child turns 21 through this process, that is okay. They still more than likely would be able to go through it, but you need to talk to your attorney to plan accordingly to make sure that you file this before the child turns 21. The next aspect and the next thing that you need to consider is the fact that you're only going to get residency for 2 years. 90 days before that residency expires, you have to file the last petition request, which is showing that the actual 10 jobs have been created. You do not need to show that the 10 jobs were created when you make the investment and when you file the first petition. You have to show that the 10 jobs have been created and that you have maintained your investment into the business. And what you're doing is showing that you didn't pull the money out, the 10 jobs were created. And once you have done that, they're able to give you a permanent residency card. It's going to be valid for 10 years. Now, when you first got conditional residency status, you're going to be eligible to apply for naturalization on that anniversary date, 5-year anniversary date. So let's say that you got conditional residency on December 1st of 2021. Even though you're eligible to apply for for naturalization on December 1st, 2026. You can actually apply 90 days earlier. But basically, this is going to allow you to be able to get, you do not have to wait to get the 10-year period. So let's say that you file the conditional residency, you get it, it's approved December 1st, 2021. You then file for your permanent residency in November of 2023. It takes until November of 2025 before you actually get it, or 2024. You're not doing 5 years from November of 2024 or 2025. You're doing, again, 5 years from when you first became a resident, which was in 2021. So it's a little bit of information about the EB5 visa. I do want to let you know, as I said, the current investments are $500,000 and $1 million. Those are likely to move up. Those are likely to go forward to 900,000 and 1.8 million. That had been the situation until until a federal court knocked it down. This is something that more than likely will happen in the future. So if you are looking forward to making and you have the means to do an EB5 investment to get residency, we would recommend that you reach out to an immigration attorney immediately to start that process. Again, you can reach out to us. Our information is at info@tntvisa.com. Or you can text us at 754-610-7266, or you can go to our website at www.tntvisa.com to get more information about the firm and more information about us, and in ways that you can reach out to us. Thank you again very much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again next week. If you have any questions, always feel free to write them in the comments section below, and you can reach out to us at any time. If you like what you see, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are very much happy to speak to you.